For reasons I cannot understand, Randy Kirk has joined us again, and this time he's going to tell us about his predictions. You see, I'm very good when it comes to production and deliveries, and awfully good when it comes to earnings per shares. But when it comes to things like the direction the stock will move, by how much and how quickly, that's just not my area of expertise. But for Randy, maybe it is. Let's find out. I'm Brian. Welcome to my Tesla Weekend. Randy, you're back. What happened? Didn't you learn from the last one?
I know. I mean, did anybody actually view that video that we did together? I haven't checked.
Well, it hasn't come out yet, so
no
one.
Yeah.
So two. We got two, you and me.
You keep saying, though, that you can see into the future.
Yeah, I just didn't want to share with you, especially not the events of August 4th of 2026. I'm just saying, I'm sorry about your car.
So Brian, you did. I had incorrectly stated that I had hit the number, the closest on the actual shipping numbers, coming in at 460, and I had made that claim even on Twitter, and then I realized you actually in live on your show or my show, I can't remember whichever, you corrected me. You had actually beat me on that number, and you beat everybody on that number. And then I think did you come in second place or first place on the production number?
On deliveries, I was off by 0.7. On production, I was off by about 2%. There might have been one or two people closer
on production
among the credible people, among the people who, but I don't know. I can think of one person who was closer, but I know his numbers were just guessing. We're just looking at everybody else and go, well, I'm just gonna take this number.
Yeah.
And I don't count those, so.
So, I do the same thing in much more in detail with regard to the stock market and with regard to to Tesla itself that you do with trying to figure out what the numbers are going to be for Tesla. I do a much lighter, a much broader guess with regard to the production and shipping numbers, and with regard to the cost of goods sold in particular, because I believe the cost of goods sold is one of those unknowables. So I think you can get a pretty good idea of what the sell price will be, but it's really hard to know cost of goods sold because, those nasty CPAs, they can make all kinds of decisions later and just goof up everything that you think you knew. And they decide what is in inventory and what isn't in inventory, how much is passed through and how much is recognizable, and oh my gosh. And anyway, moving along. So I'm on a streak.
Let's hear it.
I've been on a win streak. I said that Tesla would get to 300 by earnings day. And I said that weeks ago. And then I kept repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. And then even as we approached Wednesday, I said, by Wednesday, it will touch 300. Like you, I missed. I missed.
But by how much?
On the close at least, I missed. Somebody said that it got above 300 during the day. I never saw that. But the close was, I think I missed by 72 cents.
Oh, terrible.
I know.
Terrible.
I know. And some people clapped back. I mean, I can't believe it.
And the important thing to note is the analysts are wrong. The people who get the most airtime are wrong. You've got clowns going out there saying it is worth $85 today. But even though it's in the high 200s, I still have a hold rating.
Yeah, right.
No. You don't get to say it's worth 3 times less than it is. With a third of what it is and hold. You are bad at your job, and the only reason you're getting airtime is because you're hilariously bad at your job.
That's it. Yeah. It's fun to pick fun at you. Yeah.
So the topic is investing. We are talking about investments. We are talking about stocks and the stock market and investing, which is something we don't often do on this channel. So I guess the question is, with your crystal ball, what are we expecting over the next month, 3 months, year?
Yeah, so this is not investment advice, but this is us recommending you do your own homework. So today I said I thought we would touch 255, and guess what? We touched 255 and closed at 260. So I'm on a streak, and there's more to the streak than that. It's just amazing. People are starting to believe me. That's why there's hope for you. They're going to start to believe you if you're right. But then, you know what happens when they start to believe you? Then if you miss, oh man, watch out.
Boy, do they get you.
Boy, do they get you. So anyway, where I am right now is I believe that next week is going to be rocky. We might go back down to 255. Who knows? We could break below 255. Next week is going to be a little weird heading up to the Fed number. So the Fed's going to make their decision on Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday could be sideways, could be up a little, down a little. Don't expect much action until the Fed comes out. They're going to raise. If they don't raise 25 basis points, Katie barred the door on Thursday, the stock market's going to go like this. But then they're going to give their call, just like Tesla has a call, the Fed has a call, and that's where they talk about their expectations for the future. And this is what everybody's going to be paying attention to. If they're hawkish and continue to say, probably going to have one more increase before the end of the year, that will not be good. But if they should say, we're going to watch the information carefully, we're going to see what happens, and we're hoping that we don't have to raise or any kind of a dovish signal, then that will be very, very good. The market will then begin the second stage of the bull, which I think that they might do anyway. But there's a lot of money coming in off the sidelines from money markets and whatnot and going into equities. That money should continue to be pulled off and start going more into equities. And if that happens, that will raise all boats. So Tesla will take advantage, the Tesla stock will also go along with that. And I think we'll start going back towards the 300. I think we're going to still have a hard time cracking 300 until there's either a Highland announcement or a Cybertruck announcement.
Love it. And these arbitrary numbers are not all that arbitrary. Humans like round numbers. A lot of people will put in sell orders at round numbers.
Yes.
And that's what creates these walls of resistance that are, the first few times you look at somebody sharing resistance walls, you look at it and say, well, this is voodoo. This is hokum. There's no way. And then you watch, it is remarkably predictable.
Yes.
So I've got, the first question is, what's your end of year stock price guess for Tesla stock?
So if Cybertruck comes out strong, and if Highland is a reality, and I believe it is, and Highland comes out strong and looking good, we could definitely be moving towards 400 towards the end of the year. If either one of those is any kind of a miss, then we'll probably still stay in that 300 to 350 range, because that would be a pretty big disappointment. I don't know what a miss would look like, because it's going to take a couple of months for independent third-party reviewers to really start talking about how good they are in the field. So I'm anticipating that short of any kind of an announcement with regard to robots or with FSD, if we get an announcement on either one of those, obviously it's who knows.
Sky's the limit.
Could be 1,000, could be 2,000, who knows, depending on the kind of announcement we get. Barring that, we will not get to all-time high by the end of the year, but we'll get to all-time high after the fourth quarter earnings call in December. So sometime later in December, late in January or early February, we'll hit all-time high.
Okay, so end of year-ish, end of year plus 3 weeks, you're thinking all-time high?
Right.
Is a very strong possibility.
Well, I think it will still be at 50% of value if you take a look back and you say, what was Tesla trading for on November 3rd, I think it was, of 2021. It was trading at 410. That was the all-time high. Mm-hmm. November 3rd of this year, Tesla will be making twice as much money and shipping twice as much revenue, actually probably more than twice as much profit and twice as much revenue, with the same prospects for the future in terms of revenue growth and profit growth. So therefore, it should be, if the market continues to move up on the second leg, it should be at 820 on November 3rd. But I'm only projecting 410 by the end of January. So,
and you're right. When it hit its all-time high, production was half.
Yeah.
Revenue was half. Profit was half.
Yeah.
And more importantly, all of the objectives that were in front of us at that time have been met, or in some cases exceeded. You could argue that Cybertruck is a little bit late, but once it's here, it's here. So there's just not as much hype as there was.
Part of it. Sorry for interrupting you, Brian.
No.
But the key here is the market's risk on appetite. Okay, when it was at 410, the market was full on risk. I mean, it was like, where's the next Tesla? Where can I put my money? What can I do? It was full on top of the bull, exuberance, all that kind of stuff. Well, that goes across everybody that's in that bucket. And Tesla was at the top of the bucket. They were actually literally, where's the next Tesla was the headline. And so you need to get back to that overall market exuberance in order to get back to the equivalent, or the 820. In order to do that, you need that same market exuberance. So if the market goes nuts, and it could, if the market starts looking like it looked in 2021, we could see 800 in early 2024.
Wow. So now my question is, 1 year from today, just after Q2 numbers in 2024, what is the range of Tesla's stock trading on that day?
So I'm going to pass on that question and give you a different answer.
Those are so much easier.
Well, it's because I haven't thought of them. I haven't done the numbers yet for the one you're asking. I believe that by the end of next year, again, X.
Even better.
Okay, X robot, no robot, okay. No news on the robot that would drive the price just nuts, and no news on FSD that would drive the price just nuts. Normal stuff. We're kind of in the same boat a year from now, or whatever that is, 16 months from now, as we are now with regard to the robot and FSD. Then we're still at 700 by the end of next year.
Ooh, 700 for the end of next year. Lock it in. I'm going to hold you to it. And you know what's going to happen is it's going to hit 700 and then be at like 680, and I'll be like, you failed.
Yeah, what's wrong?
You failed because the calendar said so. It'll be interesting to see. People who missed the boat are still very bitter and angry, but I try to explain to them there's a new boat arriving daily.
Yes.
Perhaps you should try getting on that one.
And some very serious people, some very serious conservative people, believe that Tesla will be a 10-time from here within 5 to 7 years.
Yeah. The roadmap has been laid out, and the idea that the competition is coming should be put to rest, because the competition has had 20 years to get in the game, and now that they're finally bringing models to market, they can't sell them.
And they capitulated. They've just capitulated. They've all just said, never mind. We're no longer in a race with Tesla. We're in a race with somebody else. We're no longer, we've just given up. It's not going to happen. We're not going to catch Tesla.
Yeah, we're going to try and get first place in the junior varsity tournament. Randy, thank you so much for hanging out. My question in the comments, what do you see for the stock price end of year 2023? What's your prediction? I'd love to see who can get the closest. Give me that number. I like numbers. I also like Randy Kirk, who's got a great channel and a couple of great books, mostly about bicycles and some other ones about Elon Musk. But who knows? I'll put those link in the description. I always link those. Not the bicycle ones, but the Elon Musk ones. That would be great. We'll just do a whole show on running a small bicycle repair shop. Yeah,
I love it.
Great.
I love it. Yeah.
I know you do. You're that expert. That is one of your core competencies, and I'm sure my viewers appreciate that. So guys, I want to say a quick thanks to the people who've been helping me out on on Patreon, helping me out on with YouTube memberships, helping me out with Twitter subscriptions. It is super exciting. On Twitter, I did want to thank newest patrons, Exit Liquidity, Kelly, and Jay. Thank you guys so much. And for everybody else, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Stay tuned, stay juicy, and I can't wait to hear from you clever robots the next time I trick Randy into giving us predictions from the future.